We are going to be looking at how to take some images from a layered PSD file and then use them on a website. This is how we want our homepage to look here without the little blue lines covering everything up. And this is what it looks like right now. Oh, let me get back there. There we go. That's what it looks like right now. And obviously we have a lot of other things to do too. But first what we want to do is get these things down here. It's just text right now, and we want to turn those into images. And we have several different ways we could do this, but the first step is to find the layers that make up these images right here. And so you can see, like with Realtor, we have the text for Realtor, we have the little logo for it, and you can tell these things just by taking them away, and then you can know. And then we have the blue background. Now we have, like I say, we have several options. We can merge all these together and just have the text be a graphic, and that would work. And so then it would not be editable, but it could work that way. We don't want to do that. We want some more flexibility than that. And so then we don't want that. Another option then after that, if we're going to say no text, we're not going to export that, is we can just do this little icon plus the background, and then we would have a little square block and put the text on top of that. But that once again doesn't really give us the flexibility that we want. What if it turns out that then they end up wanting to switch this over to only two things in there at some time in the future? Then you have boxes that are just not big enough and they're going to look kind of silly. So they might get out of the lending business for some reason, which I don't think they would. But we want that flexibility to change size in some way if we need to. Or what if they want to go over to 4? Maybe that's a more likely scenario where they want to change over to 4 boxes down there. We want to be able to have that flexibility. So the most flexible thing we can do is take just the little icon thing, and then we can fill in the background color on here later on just with CSS, and then we can add the text through the widget over here, through an image widget like this. We'll show it more specifically here in a moment. And that's going to be our best bet. When you want to export something though, then you right click it and then you click export as. Now if we wanted to make sure the text was a part of this too, then we would need to rasterize that text, and we would want to merge layers together. So you can rasterize the text like this. That just means that it's no longer editable text. It's a graphic that looks like text now. And now we can take these three things and merge them together, and they are all one graphic now. And we could just click export as and it would go out just fine. If we didn't do that, then when we tried to export these things all together, then we would find that we had 3 different files that are trying to be exported at once, and that's not what we want. But right now we're just going to export this thing here that is the Realtor graphic. And so we will say export as. We could probably just do quick export as PNG, but we'll do it this way. We don't want a JPEG because this is a transparent image. It's a translucent image rather, and then it also has transparency on the edges. So then we need it to be able to be translucent so that it can appear correctly on there with the background, and then we need it to be transparent so that then it's not just a white block, because all it is right now is a white block. So we changed it over to PNG. You can't even see the thing right now, but it is there, I assure you. And we need to keep transparency on. If we don't, then we end up with that blank block again. And we have the size. We just want to do it the full size right now. No reason to change that. We click export all, and we could have done all of these at once, the Realtor and the other ones at the same time. But we're just going to do one right now. And so then we have Realtor, and I'm just putting it in downloads because I just need it there temporarily anyway. Now this was previously set up as a visual editor, and that's not what we want. We want it to be an image instead. So we're going to drag this image over here, and then we're going to upload this. And we have Realtor, and it will appear as a blank box, but it's not, because it will have a background, and then you'll be able to see it. And then we click update, and we want to have our text be Realtor. And we want to have it linked to, I don't actually know where. I don't really know where these are going. So we won't have it link anywhere just yet, but it will later. For now, we'll just put the text in there. And then we're going to refresh this. And then this is our thing here, all right. And we're not going to get it all set up right now, but we just want to get the basics set up anyway. Right now the text is just going to be underneath it. But we do want to show that it is we're not going to keep any of those measurements actually, but we want to be able to show that it's there. and you can see that that is there now. You can see the image right there. And what we would do then, as far as if we were getting the color, this isn't really your job probably, but in case it is someday, then you'd grab the color from over here, and you can copy that number, and then you can put it in there. You need to add the pound symbol there, and then we would change everything else up too, and make that white, and then you can see that soon we'd move the text to where it needs to be, and then we're going to be able to get a look that is the same as that right there. But the first thing to do is to export that image, get it uploaded in that spot, and it doesn't have to look right for what you're doing, it just needs to be there. And so if it's there, then I'm happy, and everything is good. And I need to do the same thing with this Applebee logo down here. It's probably not quite big enough though, and we have some other copies of those that you could use. And those need to be saved as some sort of PNG image though as well. That should be all you need to know for right now. Let me know if you have questions. I'll help you out.